chapter 5. For those of you that stay. All right, 2 Kings, chapter 5. We're going to talk about Naaman. Naaman. Covered with leprosy. He was a leper. And at that time in history, leprosy pointed to sin in one's life, or it was always considered a sign of sin in someone's life if they were a leper or if they had leprosy. Chapter number 5 and verse 1, 2 Kings. Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master and honorable, because by him the Lord had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out the land of Israel a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, Would God, my Lord, were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. And one went in and told his Lord, saying, Thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, Go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed, and took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought it, and he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, Now, when this letter is coming to thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayest recover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes and said, Am I God to kill and to make alive, that this man does send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy? Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. And it was so. When Elisha, the man of God, had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, Wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman came with his horses and chariots, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in Jordan 7 times. Go and wash. Send a messenger now to go tell him to go wash in Jordan 7 times, that thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. But Naaman was wroth, and he went away and said, Behold, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and strike his hand over the place and recover the leper. Are not Abinah and Pharpar, rivers in Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage. And his servant came near and spake unto him and said, My father, if the prophet had bid thee to do some great thing, wouldest thou not have done it? Wouldest thou not have done it? How much rather then, when he saith to thee, Wash and be clean? Then went he down and dipped himself 7 times in Jordan, according to the saying of the man of God. And his flesh came again, like unto the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of God, he and all his company, and came and stood before him and said, Behold, now I know that there is no God in all the earth but in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servant. We see, take a blessing of thy servant. Naaman is a great man, very honorable, very respected, one of the high-ups, one of those that demanded much respect and much honor in what he did. He was a great captain of the army, of the military, and the king loved him, and the king believed in him. But Naaman was a leper, and he had a little handmaiden that took care of his wife. And the little handmaid was just sitting around one day, and she told her master, the queen, said, You know what? I wish that Naaman would go to the prophet and he could heal him of that leprosy. He could heal him of that leprosy. I want you to try to imagine a nowadays situation like this. You were in a situation that was, listen, it doesn't have to be leprosy. There's a lot of things in the lives of people that have them bound, that have them defeated, that have them overwhelmed in their life. Probably everyone in the room could either tell me of what they're facing right now, what they just came through, or what they fear is going to happen somewhere out in the future. There is always a calamity going on somewhere, and it's not in your life, in somebody's life that you care for. That you know what? I wish I could help everybody that needs help. I wish I could. I wish every problem that they came to me with, I was their answer. I'm not. I know the one. I know Jesus. That is their answer. But I know too that it's a process that they themselves have to arrive at. A place that they have to arrive at in their life that they seek the Lord. Because I can't put him on you. I can't make you receive the blessing. I can't make you receive God's power into your life. I can only tell you about it and tell you how it works for me. I can promise you it will work for you, but you have to work it. It's not magic. It's not fairy dust. It's not anything. Listen to me. Jesus could do everything that he has done for me. Everything that he's done for me, the impossible, the miracle, all the things throughout my life, he could have done them for somebody standing right beside me, and it had no effect on me at all. Why? Because I didn't adhere myself to him. I didn't go to him. I didn't say, Lord, how about me? God could. And until you do, until they do, it's not going to help them. Jesus is a miracle working God. He can do anything. He can change anything. He can do anything. But he can't do anything for you unless you ask him, unless you believe him, unless you trust him. You have to trust him. My faith won't work for you. My faith only works for me. My faith only worked for me. And the little girl said, he ought to go to Israel. There's a prophet down there. And she said, used the wrong words. But finally the point got across. She said there's a prophet down in Israel that if he were to pray for him, I'm telling you that leprosy would be gone. She knew it. But unless he went down there, unless that prophet prayed for him, unless he got involved in what God wanted to do for him, it would have never happened. He had to go to Israel and find out. Well, he had a preconceived idea. He said, I'm going to run down to that prophet's house, because I know probably won't work, but I'm going to carry some silver, some gold, some raiment with me, and pay him. And that way he'll do a double good job for me. If I give him a little extra money, give him a little silver, a little gold, change a raiment or two, he'll probably do a real good job for me. Might as well. So he went down to the house of the prophet, and he stood outside, and Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, came and looked out there and told his master, said, Master, there's a bunch of army guys standing outside, got silver and gold. Prophet said, yeah, I know they were coming. Knew they were coming. He said, tell him to go wash in Jordan 7 times. So the little servant ran back out there. Said, the master knows you're here, but he said, all you need to do is go to Jordan and dip 7 times in that. You'll be all right. Naaman going, wait. You might want to go back in and tell him there's a real hot dog out here in the yard. I'm talking about something bad. I got silver, gold, raiment. I load his wagon. He better run out here. I'm going to need to see him. Well, servant just said, I'm probably wasting your time. He's not coming out. Of course, these are not in there, but I mean, it's just things that you assumed that had to be said or they wouldn't have understood each other. He said, look, you didn't just go. He left there in a huff. Now that prophet didn't act nothing like what he thought a prophet ought to act like. I mean, a decent prophet would come out there and talk to the man and give him the message, instead of sending a servant boy out there to talk to him. It wasn't the message. The messenger that had anything to do with it. It was the message. That's all he needed. Go dip 7 times in Jordan. He could have heard that from anybody. God could have said that from a hoot owl. And him being just as cleansed if God sent him. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Go dip 7 times in Jordan. He said, look, we got rivers in Babylon that's way cleaner than Jordan is. I ain't going dipping 7 times in that nasty water. And that wouldn't work anyway. I'm getting out of there. He heads back home. His servant comes up and said, boss, you know, if he'd have told you something hard to do, you'd have went and done it. Wouldn't you? If it had been something almost impossible, some great feat that you had to accomplish, you would have done it, wouldn't you? Naaman didn't give a reply, and it apparently it got to his heart, because he turned around and went to Jordan. He turned around and went to Jordan, and he started thinking about that. You know what? That's probably right. You know, that's what happens to people a lot of times when they hear the gospel. They say, wait a minute, that's too simple. You can't just ask Jesus to save you. You can't just repent of your sin, go and talk to the Lord and say, Lord, forgive me and save me. And you know what? This is what I think about sometimes. I wish it was harder. I do. Because, to me, that's too simple. That's just, you know, Lord, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough that you ought to do to have to be saved. I just don't want to. I don't want to think that my salvation is that easy to get. Well, it is. Because he did the work and you didn't. Because he died and you didn't. Because he shed. So don't think it came easy to him. It just, he gives it to you, a free gift. But you know what? I like to tell people it's hard. I like to tell people, look, every one of y'all that want to get saved, I'm going to go on the other side of the mountain. And the mountain's 35,000 foot high. And if you make it to the other side, you're in there. See? Because Whoever I seen come across that mountaintop, I would say, you know what? They put everything they got into it. They didn't just fall across that mountain. That was tough. They must be really, really saved, because they worked hard to get it. And you know why? That's exactly what's wrong with that scenario. You would have so much pride because you climbed the mountain that you could never be saved because you were full of pride. That takes you out of the picture. Pride will stop God's work every time. God can't work past your pride. And you know how proud you'd be? You would want a trophy, a couple of gold medals for climbing a mountain by yourself. You would want something that you could hold on to. You would want something you could go show everybody you got. Right? That's just natural. There's nothing wrong with that. You can say, yeah, that's me. That's exactly how I am. That's how I am. Yeah. If I climbed a 35,000 foot mountain, I want y'all to give me a trophy. Wouldn't y'all want one? Yeah. I call me the old mountain climber, man. I'm proud of myself, but it's not. And that's what Naaman thought that was too simple. But I'm going to give it a whirl. Give it a try. That's when you find out, you know what? As I talk about the simplicity of salvation, it is, in reality, it is that simple. But once you step on the other side of salvation and you're truly saved, you kind of get an understanding that, boy, it ain't simple at all. God left heaven. God left heaven. God left heaven. Came down here, took on a flesh body, lived 33 and a half years on this earth without a sin. Without a sin. You can't do it 30 minutes. 33 and a half years. Well, yeah, but he was God. He was man. 100%. And he set aside his deity. You understand that? He set aside his deity. He came and gave that life. He lived that perfect life and went to the Father and offered. He says, Father, I know they can't do it. And nobody in here can do it. Nobody in here can earn salvation. Nobody. Nobody can earn salvation. He said, Lord, Father, I'll go win it for them. I'll go do it for them. I'll go live it for them. And I'll give it to you for sacrifice to you. I will not only live a perfect life for them, I will die for them. I will give that perfect life that I lived. I will give it for them. Father, I will give it for the worst of them. I'm talking about a rascal. And regardless of how deep of depravity they fell into, regardless of how ungodly of a life they lived, put my name on their record, Father, when they come to me. Let me pay their price on Calvary. Put my name on their record. Apply it to them and forgive them. And take them into the family. See, the other side of salvation, it gets real complicated. Because God gave everything. So Naaman said, I'll tell you what, let's stop by Jordan on the way to the house anyway. And let's just go by faith. I'm going to trust that what that prophet said is true. I'm going to try Jesus. I'm just going to try him. Me, I think it would have been better to wash in the Babylonian rivers. I think he certainly should have taken the money. I don't know what this prophet's got going on up here, but I tell you, he ain't right. I can't be right, but I'm going to go on and try. He goes to Jordan, bails off that in there 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7. Glory to God Almighty. Brand new skin. Thank you, God. Come on. I'm brand new. All my leprosy's gone. You done what you said you'd do. Done what you said you'd do. Even in my disobedience, even when I was a hardhead, God, even when I just went and asked you, not in real faith. Not in real faith. I simply acknowledged what I had heard would work. And it worked. Oh my goodness. It worked. See, that's how surprised I was. To be honest with you, when that preacher was preaching, and I was crying and I wasn't hardly listening, I really went down to that altar when I didn't want to. I didn't want to. But I couldn't leave that building and not go. I knew that God was calling me. I knew it was my time. I knew he'd save me. But I didn't go down there happy about it. I'm just telling you the truth. And I asked him, somehow or another, I really didn't know what I said. You say, well, I thought your salvation had to be like this clear picture, and you knew the hour, the minute, the second, all of that, and you knew exactly every word you said, every word the preacher said, everything. Some people might, but I didn't. I was so brokenhearted and bum-fundled, I didn't even know how I got down there. But I found myself on my knees just saying, God, please, please, please. That's probably about all I got out. And I probably didn't even say that word. You could have understood it. But God read my heart. I know this. When I stood up from there, my sins stayed there. I literally walked off and left them. They were there, and I was standing over there in the middle aisle, hugging the preacher's neck, and the sins were over yonder, and they wasn't pressing on me no more. Hey, and I knew that I was changed. Listen to me, if you're saved and you didn't get changed, you didn't get saved. Saved is changed, is changed, is saved. You got to be changed. That's what salvation is. You've got to be changed. And I ain't saying you got to change. I'm saying God will change you. You got to be changed to be saved. Amen. I know this is scary, but I'm telling you, Naaman had to look and said, ain't no denying it. I am changed. I want to tell you, salvation is still the same. If you don't leave this altar changed. I'm so scared of doing this wrong that it keeps me up at night when I have people that come and pray, ask somebody to pray with them to receive Christ, and they don't come back that night. Listen, I don't know the soul. I can't read somebody's soul. But boy, that looks about as bad as it could. I mean, that's about as bad as you can make it look. Is to accept Christ this morning. Be changed by God. And be able to sit at the house this evening and not go back to church. I just have a hard time having God. I hope we're doing this right, y'all. I try my best when I'm going down there with them to say everything I need for them to hear comes through their ears. I need that. I need to make sure they heard that through their ears. This prayer that I'm praying, you will get up from here lost if you depend on what Brother Jimmy's saying to save you. I can't save you. There's no way what I say won't save you. Me bowing to you or with you won't save you. Me being the pastor here, you shaking my hand or anything else, or just because I say so, won't save you. I'm going to pray a prayer to God for you. But I can't pray instead of you. And then say, well, yeah, I got an answer from God. Here's your salvation. Go back and see if we got it. Can't do that. If you leave here saved, it's because of what happened between you and the Lord. That you said it, and you received it, and you walked off with it. But once again, it would be hard for me. I couldn't get enough church. Man, I was at church even when they wasn't having church. I was hanging around out in the yard. Okay? That sound crazy to you? I'm sorry. I did. I'd go hang around in the yard. But Brother Maggie would let me go down to Clear Branch. I was living with him down there doing bus seats in the summertime. He'd take me down there and let me stay out in the church. He went in there and read and studied and stuff. I'd just walk. I'd go hang around down there. That's how changed I was. I had to. I'd walk around it. I'd walk around here. All the time. You might come up here 11 o'clock at night. You might see me out there in that field by the pond. Well, you might see me on that back corner, back under, praying. Or I might be out there 3 o'clock in the morning by the church sign on Sunday morning before service time. Oh, come on. You want me to call you every time I do it? You come do it with me? I can prove it to you. No problem. I'll call you every time I come down here if you want me to. And you can come join me at 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning if you like. Right? See? Not to lift me up, not to do me. I'm nothing. I have to do that. Y'all, I have to do extracurricular activities. I can't just do church 2 hours on Sunday and an hour on Wednesday. I can't. I won't show up next week. That ain't enough of doing it for me. That's not enough of spending time with God for me. I'm sorry, it's not. So why do you come at nighttime? Let me tell you why I come at nighttime. Because when I come down here in the daytime and I stay for very long, there are so many people in this community that's hurting. That'll stop. If they see my truck here, they're going to stop. And they're going to beg and beg and beg. I want to try, like I said, we can't help everybody. But I can't get 2 paragraphs read during the daytime without somebody pulling up and blowing the horn. See if the preacher's here. See if I got any gas money. Something I can help them with, something I can. That's the truth. You come down here, park your car down there, go set in my office and see how many times in a day you have somebody stop by and want you to give it to them. They don't ever ring it. So normally, I'll come at night, after dark. Now sometimes when I come down that time, I stay for a little while, but next time I don't do it at all. I'm just saying that's one of the main reasons that I don't do it, because us as close to the road as we are, and as close to this community as we are, I'm so accessible to them. And they'll learn you. They'll learn you won't turn them down. And let me tell you something, they're supposed to make their living that way. I'm not being trying to be ugly, I'm just saying, these people make a living going just from church to church, bumming and begging. And they get used to that lifestyle. And I'm just saying that's a fact. And I'm not saying I don't want to help every one of them. And I do want to help every one of them. But handing the money won't help them. It just prolongs the agony and gets much worse. So, but Naaman said it. You think about Naaman now. What if he had come out of Jordan, clean as baby skin, and said, all right, boys, let's go. Pulled his coat back down, jumped on his horse, and headed back for battle. Ain't no way. He's going to show it off. He's going to tell them. It worked. What? Turned around and headed back down to the prophet's house. He wasn't mad with the prophet no more either. But he carried that same gold, I'll close. Carried that same gold and silver down there. Gehazi, the little servant, come running out. Come back in there, master. That soldier's out there again. I can imagine Elisha say, is he acting weird? Yes, sir, acting weird. He probably went and dipped then. Probably went and dipped. Tell him I'm not going to come out. He said, go tell your boss. Boss said, listen, just move. Let me go out there. What? Name it, do you want? He said, I want to give you all this gold, silver, and this ring that I brought with me. The prophet said, nah, no one. Done name the man again. He said, you don't want it. What is the matter with you? I'm going to give it to you. Don't leave it here. And he stoned off mad as a pig. Again. And Gehazi, you can read on a little further than what I read. Gehazi let the boss go on back in the house before that soldier got too far off out yonder. He said, ho! Excuse me. That a gold, silver and stuff? You wouldn't give it to me, would you? Boy, he got himself bad trouble. But he said, you know what? I know you offered it to that prophet, and he didn't want it. He's crazy. But I'll take it. He should have never done that. Read the rest of the story when you get home. Don't always think God's going to deliver your way. He's got his own way. Just trust him. When he shows you that way, closing, I'm getting that. When he shows you that way, just because you don't understand it or you can't explain it, don't discount it as if it's not God. Well, that don't even make any sense. You know why? Most of the moves of God in my life, very few of the times that God really come and made a change, a drastic change in my life, he did not do it my way. I would have never done it like he did. Didn't make no sense. Didn't make no sense for him to do it that way. I guess he just likes being God by himself without any of your instruction. Amen. Let's stand. Father, as we close, thank you, God, for what you do for us. Lord, let us remember sometimes the orders may be something different than what we thought. Or God, you may change things totally. But God, we can always trust in you. And we can always trust in you to carry out what you said. If you gave the prophet the message and said, just tell him to dip 7 times, there wasn't anything else worked. Regardless of what the flesh thought up to do, it would have never worked. But it worked exactly like you promised it would. Just like salvation, just like Jesus, just like walking with God does today. It works just like your book says. But let us receive that tonight in Christ's name. Amen.